that being said,
without further ado,
we can go into our very first missions trip reveal.
Woo!
Can I get a drum roll, please? Our very first trip will be Denver!
Yeah!
And actually, in the house today, we have two of the guys you're going to be hanging out with. If they could come down and just give a little.
If you guys would
shout
welcome Matthew Culver, who leads the Hills Church down in Denver, and Dan. And you also want to meet Dan Gibson, who we are serving their Chi Alpha, who just planted a Chi Alpha at Denver University.
I was just telling Matthew, if I knew I was doing this with him, we could have come up with a bit or something. But
a skit.
Yeah, it would have been fun. I'm gonna age before beauty. That doesn't apply here. I think we all know that. So I'll go first.
That's not good. I think they're coming to the Hills first
Yes.
part of the week, and then the second half of the week.
Okay, so you can go first.
So we've come from the far, far away land of Denver, and I have dressed in the native garb of my peoples. That's what we wear. I've learned the language of the people, so I use accidentally words like mid and I don't know. Sus. My 7-year-old daughter often says I'm very sus. My boys would be embarrassed I'm using such words because they're always about that riz. No cap. So I have fully embraced the culture in Denver, but we would love for you to come to Denver. So we'll be with our church for a few days, and then with Chi Alpha at the U for a few days. And I love Chi Alpha. We've had several teams from UNC come. If you have come on a missions trip to Denver with the Hills Church, raise your hand. I saw a few folks. That's what I'm talking about. That's right. And the fact, and for me to just say I love Chi Alpha, you always see, love it, it's a verb, it's an action. And so I brought, hold on. Some swag. Don't cheer yet, because you might be like, that's... So you could always use a good tote bag. Right, and in Denver, you can't even, at the grocery store, can't have the plastic bag. So this is a nice tote for toting. I have one for everybody, whether you come on the trip or not. It is not bribery, maybe just incentive. But if we would love for you to come to Denver, the days that you'd be with the Hills Church, we believe that our neighborhood should flourish because our church is there, and so we serve our neighbors, we serve the schools, we serve the businesses in our neighborhood. In the evenings, we'll worship together, we'll talk about life after Chi Alpha. We really want it to be a transformational trip for you. And we have always just been so blessed by the Chi Alpha teams that have come to Denver. I'll just tell you one quick story, and then I'm going to tag team. That's what we should have done. Tag team, no. What was I even saying? One story. So a few years ago, we've been having missions teams from Chi Alpha come for a number of years. We started our church 6 years ago. And one of the things that we do, it's very simple. We make fresh cookies. We put them in a bag. We write a note on it. We take it into the local businesses. And we just try to bring some joy in the name of Jesus. And it was a veterinarian's office. There was a young lady who was there, who was working, who had grown up in church. Her faith had grown cold. She had some bad experiences with the church, as many people have. And so she wasn't walking with Jesus, but she got one of those bags. She started coming and hanging out. This is before we even started meeting. We were just in a larger space. We were meeting in her house. And her boyfriend was an agnostic, and an angry agnostic, was by his own terms. And I remember the first time that he came and to our house. It was for a Super Bowl party, and he just kind of stood in the back like this, just looking around, trying to figure out what we were all about. Well, he eventually started coming to church just because he loved her, not because he believed in Jesus or what we were doing. And for months he came and just sat there. He would stand when we were standing and sit when we were, but would just no expression. And then one Sunday, like if someone wanted to follow Jesus or wanted to get baptized, we had a baptism service coming up, and I got a card and after service, and he had marked that he wanted to get baptized. Now, I didn't even know that he had put his faith in Jesus. She didn't know, and when I said something to the two of them, because I was doing some premarital counseling with them, I was like, I saw you wanted to get baptized. Like, she turned and looked at him, and he went from being an angry agnostic to just a regular agnostic to a follower of Jesus. I did their wedding, and it all started with a Chi Alpha mission trip, going and taking some cookies. A simple gesture of love, and now he is a Jesus follower. So we would love for you to come to Denver, spend a few days with us.
Yeah. And then when you guys are tired hanging out with Matthew, you guys can come serve us at the University of Denver. And what's awesome, so that group right there, that was SALT last year. We stepped onto campus, didn't know a soul, nobody. And we ended up taking 22 students to SALT, which is awesome.
First year?
First year. After one quarter. That's one quarter.
That's some work.
And not me, Jesus totally. Yeah. And but you know, beginning stages of pioneering, you're trying to build culture. You're trying to we're not just trying to get people in the door, but when people come into the door, what are they walking into? And that's really what we're trying to build. Is we're trying to build a community that love Jesus and that love each other. And so a really big win for us when we host teams, Chi Alpha teams that come from healthy culture, our students gets to see how you guys love one another and you guys love Jesus and how you guys are pursuing the lost, fighting for your friends, and you're sharing stories from what you've experienced here at UNC. And our students, they get a vision of that. And man, I want to be a part of something like that. And so you guys will have an opportunity to share about your lives here at UNC, but also we'll be doing some prayer walking on campus, and you guys get to come to small groups. We'll do some evangelism on campus, maybe some spiritual readings tents. We'll see. It's never been done before at DU. We might get kicked off campus, but we might go for it anyway. So we'll see. We'll see. But we just love for you guys to come and fight for your peers, fight for your generation at the University of Denver. Right now, there's really two and a half ministries at DU. Most of the people, 14,000 students, they're not walking with Jesus. They don't want anything to do with him. And so we would love for you guys to come and fight alongside of us as we're fighting for the lost lambs of God at DU. So join us, join Matthew. We'll have a ton of fun, and we'll love to have you come. And actually have one of my small group guys here tonight, Jackson. He's the tall guy in the back, so that's him. But yeah, thank you for having us. And I feel like this bit, was getting off the rails a little bit because I feel like Tyler just set a culture up here, So the freedom, I felt the freedom that Tyler's expressing. So thank you.
Wow, thank you guys. Thank you.
Awesome.
Now, I want to give a quick testament, too, for a Denver trip, because I know that, I myself included, when I was in college, it doesn't look like a quote-unquote, sexy trip, right? You're not going to any place warm. You're not going to, overseas, something that looks, really, really, bougie. But I can just tell you, I went on the Denver trip last year, and I can just tell you how it transformed me. I was leading the trip, and I wasn't expecting much. And, literally just going an hour down Highway 25, my heart was radically changed. So.
Yeah, it's a great trip, guys. Definitely. And being led by our intern, ON.
Yeah.
Guys, just a week hanging out with Owen. That should be incentive enough
Yeah,
to
let's go.
But yeah, so that's our first trip. Our next trip.
Drum roll, please.
Guys, this is a trip we have never taken before. It is Idaho State.
My name is Mike McPeak, and I'm here at Idaho State University. On the hill over here behind me is the I for Idaho State. And it's gone through this evolution, this transformation of sorts. See, back in the day, ISU was a tech college. So back in the day, this I was actually a T. Then people began to fight for us to have a 4-year program. So they went up one night and made the T into a 4, signaling we want to become a 4-year institution. That day finally came when we became a 4-year institution, and the T that became a 4 was transformed into an I. Students here still today are working on and trying to fight for and to earn their own salvation, their own transformation in God's kingdom. This town is founded upon wrong gods and the misuse of Jesus in his name built temples to that God. And people are still fighting for their own salvation. Man, and it brings heartache and it brings hurt and it brings apathy because they don't want religion anymore. But what God wants for students here at ISU is life and life to the fullest, is joy and not a need to have to earn your own way of salvation or try to make yourself temple worthy. They need to hear that Jesus is the only one that can make them worthy, that has done that through his death, his life, his burial, and his resurrection. Chi Alpha, we are committed to building a loving, joyful, passionate community of people following Jesus, and to going out on campus, to sharing his name, to making small groups, to making disciples that make disciples that make disciples. Chi Alpha's doing this for 30 years here now, planting seeds of gospel, seeds of eternity. We want to invite you. I want to invite you. Come to Idaho State University. Plant seeds of the gospel. Water seeds. Love, spread joy, and transform ISU to bring about revival and awakening like we've never seen before. Thank you so much for thinking about coming. We'd love to have you.
Yeah. And if you could get Jake up here. So the team lead,
Jake Peck.
Mr. Jacob T. Peck.
Yeah, it's me. Yeah, I don't have too much to add, but I just wanted to tell you guys that these stateside mission trips they're just as life-changing, especially for us as four-year students. When you go on these trips to other Chi Alphas, we get to see different Chi Alpha cultures. We get to be encouraged by them. We get to learn their strategies and learn their heart. And we also get to come back and see the culture we have. And it causes a lot of self-reflection. I know a lot of us, how many of us have been on a stateside trip? Yeah, other Chi Alphas. Yeah, look at that. I know a lot of these guys, most of these guys can tell you when they got back, they were changed and they saw our ministry completely different. They saw the way we do Chi Alpha different, and they saw the heart behind why we reach our own students. So join me. I'd love to have you guys help me reach these guys, and we can come back and be encouraged and be a better Chi Alpha for ourselves. So, yeah, thank you.
Yeah, definitely. This notice the dates. This trip is also going to be over spring break. So
Yeah.
All right, and so yeah, up next, another spring break trip.
Drum roll.
Drum roll, please. Our next trip is Queens College.
Hey, what's up, Colorado? Man, we love you guys. We're so glad that y'all came and visited us last year, and we're excited for the team that's going to come this year. This is just a little taste of Queens, where we're at, the New World Mall. We got all kinds of stuff going on over here, and we're excited for y'all to come and be a part of it. So we'll see you on campus. Queens College has 110 languages spoken on campus. Right now, I'm basically in the China of Queens with a bunch of people. Some speak English, some don't. So we're excited for you to come experience the nations with us. We're excited for what the Holy Spirit is going to do through you and our ministry and with our students. Thank you for coming to Queens. We can't wait to see you.
Yeah. And I think I'd ask, Abe, can I get Abe down here? Yeah.
So something, guys, that we want to do a little different. Since we went to New York last year, we wanted a student to come up here and just give a testimony who's been on one of these trips, and they can tell you what this trip was like.
Honestly, it's, like what Peck was saying before, like, I actually have never been on, a mission trip outside the U.S. since I got saved, and they're just as effective as I'm sure the other mission trips are. But I will say one thing. I love these guys so much. I literally was playing Fortnite with him last week. We literally keep in touch. I love these guys so much. I don't know if you could see, I don't have a laser pointer or anything, but there's a lady with the glasses far left. She just got married to one of my boys, Paul, that I met on that missions trip. And yeah, dude, that guy's awesome. They're just, the culture is so cool. And I don't know. It was just I think the only thing that I can really say that really blew my mind was how much differently they approach people when it comes to Jesus. Because I think a lot of people think you gotta spread the gospel and knock on people's doors and walk up to people and be like, hey, do you know Jesus and stuff? But they just literally the thing that I learned the most about that trip was just how do you make friends? How do you actually even when you don't really want to make friends with people, how do you still I don't know, deny yourself, I guess? I don't really how do you actually go out there and invest your time and have conversations with people that maybe your flesh is telling you, oh, this guy's looks weird or whatever. But I literally, it's awesome. And I still keep in touch with people that aren't even on the trip. I keep in touch with this guy named Moon. So I don't know if anybody on the missions trip remembers. But so there's this guy, he's cool. But we send each other memes and stuff, and we still pray for him and stuff. So there's not really.
I say I led that trip last year. It was a blast, but now whoever goes on this trip this year, you'll have a much better leader. It'll be my better half.
Yeah, he's just trying to make me blush. Anyways,
It's easy.
so the next trip, drum roll please, Costa Rica. Woo!
Hello, my name is Adam Quinn. My wife Sarah and I were missionaries here in Costa Rica, where we work with university ministry and we're planting a church. Right now I'm standing in our ministry center, which will be our command central for your time here in Costa Rica. Many of you will be housing right here. We will be eating all of our meals here, and we'll be using this as a sending out point to impact this community and the campuses of Costa Rica. While you're here, I'm hoping you get to visit 5, maybe even 6 campuses. You'll get to be doing small groups. You'll be doing a relational evangelism on campus. More than anything, I'm going to ask you to go on campus and make friends, build relationships, hang out with someone, start a conversation, and show them the love of Christ. And we're also going to be working in the community that we're in. We're going to walk right out the doors, and you're going to see this road is full of bars. It is party center. This is where Costa Ricans go to just let loose. And they need Jesus. So while you're here, we're going to be doing outreaches in the evenings as well to the party goers. We're also going to be doing outreaches in the parks, the families, and in the feria, the farmers market. We're going to be doing activities to bring people together and build community in San Pedro, San Jose, Costa Rica. So I want to encourage you, join a trip coming this summer. We're going to be so happy to see you. We're going to have a great time. We're going to eat lots of good food, have lots of fun, probably go to some good coffee shops, and we're going to share the love of Christ with everyone we meet. See you soon.
Now, if I could also have a couple student testimonies. If you guys didn't know, most of you know, but this will be our 4th year going back to Costa Rica, okay? So I want to invite up my lovely friend Liv and Caleb Sandoval. Woo!
Well, I guess I'll go first since Caleb's still walking down here. I went on the trip 2 years ago, and it was definitely very impactful and very life-changing. I had COVID and a double ear infection, so that picture I was very sick. And I had the privilege of staying for 3 weeks instead of 2. But besides all of that, I think like the biggest takeaway I got from that trip is that no matter how you're feeling or where you are, like the Lord can still use you, and He can equip you with everything that you need. I think like there was a few people on our trip who, like Maddie was sick, Seth and I and Maddie all had to stay back. There's like a lot of people that were sick, and it was really evident like the enemy did not want us there. But God is greater, and He used us, and if we didn't say yes to His call, there were probably so many students who didn't have the opportunity to know who Jesus is. And so don't let small things stop you from making a big impact. Yeah.
I just want to, whoa, that's loud. Just want to piggyback off of what Liv is saying, specifically of the part where, like, you know, the devil doesn't want us there. And I can say, I don't know how it was with you guys, but there was a lot of times where we were definitely, you know, getting attacked by the enemy, and it really sucked. But because we continued on and kept on with doing what we were doing, we saw lots of incredible things. I remember that first weekend we were there, we had a mega evento, and that was insane. We got to see, like, I think 10 people gave their lives to Christ, and I have never seen that before. So it was just incredible to be able to see that in such a completely different place. Like, I'm not used to that here, so that was really awesome to be able to be a part of, and just meeting all the people on campus and getting to have relationships with them. I still talk to some of them right now, which is insane, and just keeping that connection with them. But yeah, it is definitely life-changing. Yeah.
Oh, thanks, guys. I want you guys to note the dates on this one. Now, we haven't gone in during spring break before, but we are this time because this is the best opportunity for Adam while he's still itinerating. But also, we'll get to go, and it's their welcome week. So we'll be able to get to help out the university students out there, help out the RU students to bring new students in for that first week. So it's going to be awesome. It's going to be great. And come hang out with me, you know?
Yeah. Alrighty. And the final trip, drum roll, will be Chile. Woo!
Hey friends, I'm Jason Goldsberry. I'm the team leader for Conexión here in Santiago, Chile. We have an amazing opportunity for you to come see what the Lord's doing here this next summer. So if you've ever wondered about what missions overseas is like, or what the church or maybe even university ministry outside of the U.S. is like, or maybe you're just at a point in your walk with the Lord where you're trying to decide some things for the future and you're hoping to be able to hear Him more clearly, we'd love to be able to host you. So for just a week or two, you'll be able to step out of your world and to step into ours here in Chile. You'll be able to help us do outreach on campus. This campus right here, you'll be able to help us You'll be able to help us love the local church. You'll be able to meet students and to start to speak the language. You'll be able to ride the bus with us and ride the subway with us and do all the things that we do on a day-to-day basis with us here in Chile. And we'll be able to help you to pray and just seek the Lord about maybe what the Lord might be asking you to do with your future. We'd love to be able to host you. We'd love to be able to pour into your lives for just a couple weeks here and just to serve Jesus together for just a short season. So if that's you and you think you might be interested, we want to just encourage you to take a step of faith. To just trust the Lord, maybe for how you're going to get here. Trust the Lord that He'll go before you. Trust the Lord that He'll speak to you while you're here. In the meantime, we're going to be praying for you. We look forward to meeting you soon. Thank you so much for your time. God bless you.
Awesome. Guys, so this is our one and only summer trip. It's going to be, we don't have the exact dates down yet because of when just when we can get plane tickets, but June 2024, that is next June, we're going to be taking this trip, and man, honey himself, Peter Klut's going to be leading this trip.
Oh man, I can't wait for that name to die. And what is this photo? Can I just... Duncan, what is that? Come on, man. Yeah, it's going to be an awesome time in June of next summer, and I just want to ask each and every one of you to consider joining me in taking a week or two of your summer and serving the Lord in South America and Chile. So, never been to South America before. That'll be cool, and should be incredible. So, join me.
Yeah,
Thanks,
so
Peter.
that's our missions trips for this upcoming year. So a few things first there's the trips: Denver, Idaho State, Queens College, San Jose, Costa Rica, and Santiago, Chile. That's where we're going. So you guys, so pray about it, look at it. We're going to have, this is very important, you're going to need to fill out the missions application, all right? xaunc.com/missions.
They're already up there.
They're
The
already
applications
up there.
are there ready. You can get out your phone right now and scan the QR code.
Yes.
There you go, Mia.
Yes, and keep in mind, this is an application. It is not a guarantee on which trip because we do have numbers to account for, and so if your heart is for missions, then it really won't matter too much where you go. I understand availability and time frame is something, so we will try our best to accommodate. But the application is not a guarantee. So you'll need to fill out the application, and you also need to fill out a small group leader reference form, also at the same website, xaunc.com/missions. But really, really important, all these are due December 2nd. That is our fundraising training. We need to have those in by then, and the fundraising training is required. We mentioned this at the beginning during our announcements, but I know a lot of you guys work, so we're telling you this ahead of time. Get off that on Saturday, December 2nd, so you can come to missions training, and lunch is provided.
Yeah. I also want to note too, guys, is that before you decide to go on a trip, please pray and ask the Lord. You could be, thinking, I just want to go to this kind of trip, and you see the budget of some of the other trips of money that you have to raise, but I'm urging you guys to don't let money be the issue of why you don't go on one of these trips, okay? I've seen literally the miraculous of the Lord providing. I just want to say, for just a quick example, last year, Katie Chapman got raised for her missions trip in I think it was 2 weeks. She had 2 donors and she was done. So the Lord can provide for a trip, and she raised even double for someone else to go on the trip as well. Okay? So I just want to say that. But yes, please pray about it. Please ask the Lord of where He wants you to go on a trip. Because I also really want to emphasize something that Tyler said, is the mandate is for all of us to go, right? He doesn't just call a couple people to missions and the rest just stay at home. He calls everyone to go on missions. So fill out the application. I also want to note, too, that the small group leader reference form is also due on December 2nd. Okay, so don't give your small group leader the reference form like preferably the morning of, or don't do the morning of. I feel like that would stress them out a little bit. But yeah, try to be productive about it, okay? But yeah, the whole application is due on December 2nd on missions fundraising.
Yeah, I want to say this real quick. You know, I've heard people say, you know, if God tells me to go on a trip, then I'll go. Do you think God is really going to say, Owen, you shouldn't be going on a trip this year? Don't go and spread the gospel to another country. Don't go and grow and be stretched in different ways. Of course not. Let the default be, if you can, to go. Let it be to go. Let God do the rest. All right? And if it's not right, God will shut doors. But it's a lot easier to steer a moving vehicle than one that's already stopped. So I would encourage you guys, like, let's go. Let's go on these trips. Let's gain some perspective. Let's gain some wisdom, and yeah, it'll grow us in amazing ways.
Yeah. Woo! All right, guys. Well, we love you. This has been a very, very long night, but I know myself, it doesn't even feel like 10 o'clock. Feels a lot easier. But yeah, we love you guys. Thanks for coming. If you guys still want to come to After Dark, I know it's late, but go grab tacos, and we'll meet all of you guys at Zoe's. Love you guys.
Yeah.